I'm so grateful you guys stayed. At the end of the day, I'm like, they're all gonna be gone. So I wanna know who's in my audience. I would love for you to stand up if you post on social media at least once a week. Does anybody do that? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, don't care which platform. All right, okay, about half of you. Gonna make you all stand up at the end because I'm gonna make you post something. So get ready. Okay, so one of the things that I think is really important as a speaker is that you know who I am and that you kind of have an understanding that I have done what I'm going to tell you to do. So I have been with doTERRA for about 10 years. I have been building a business for over 8 years. And I have built 99% of my organization online, primarily Instagram. Thank you. I started at 0 followers, and I had 0 social media experience. Really, like none. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I am used to doing therapy, not being on social media. And I enrolled over 200 people in the last 12 months. After being on there, I've been on there for, 8 years. So it's still possible to keep doing it. And social media is now where I do all of my business. It's where I've met all of my builders. Some of them I've never even met in person. So why should you use social media? There's a few reasons why I think and why I feel like it works. Number one, you're gonna reach people that you don't know, you've never met. They live somewhere else. You're gonna let your friends and family know what you're doing. I know you all are sitting there thinking, oh, they all know I sell doTERRA. I bet you there are a handful that do not. And maybe you've never said anything out loud. And you're also gonna meet people where they were at. The biggest reason why I went online was because I had friends that couldn't get a babysitter to come to a class. They were so busy. They didn't have an hour to come spend at my house. And if they did, they weren't going to an oil class. So I decided to teach them online and invite them to learn from me there. So this is the one thing that I want you to really take away from this. If you wait until you are ready, you will never start anything. Whether it's the business, whether it is using the product or going online, you're never going to feel ready. And I want to give you an example of this because on the screen, you're going to see my account basically when I first started. I was just playing around with my camera on a white background and throwing some stuff on it. I had no idea what I was doing. And now when you look at my account, I have people that come and say, well, I could never do that. I didn't know how to do that when I first started. It was a process of learning what I liked to do on there, how I like to show up, even what kind of colors I like to use. So just know that if you wait until you feel like you're ready, until you do the trainings, etc., you're never gonna do it. So don't wait to be perfect. Don't wait for that. Thank you. So, a little bit of a reality check for you. Posting one time is not gonna have people enrolling. I'm really sorry about that. But if you throw up a post, don't go back to your upline and say, hey, I did this post and nobody enrolled. I have had people say that to me. And yes, that's exactly what's gonna happen. They don't know you yet. They don't trust you. You can only keep their attention for 15 seconds. So it's gonna take 2 to 3 times more touches or connections than it would in person. And the reason for that is that they have to learn how to trust you, that what you're saying is actually gonna help them, etc. You're gonna find your way as you go. So like I said, when you first start, don't expect perfection, don't expect to get it right away. Sometimes there's mean people, it's just part of the territory. And it's a long-term strategy. It's not something that works overnight. So the biggest thing that you want to think about is who are you talking to? What do they do for a living? Are they male or female? What do they like to do as hobbies? Where do they live? I mean, what kind of car do they drive? I mean, you can get that specific. But the biggest thing you want to know about this person is, what are they struggling with? What are their pain points? What do they desire? And also, what do they want to know about? What do they like to learn? And the key is this is probably you when you started with oils. What were you drawn to? What did you like to learn about? What did oils solve for you? Because that's probably what you love to talk to other people about. And when you know this, your content ideas are endless, because you know what they're struggling with and you know what that feels like. And so I want you to think of 3 different types of posts, and I want you to ask yourself before you put it online, does it have one of these elements? Because I think these are really important. Whether it's a video or a photo or whatever it is, does it evoke a feeling? Does it make someone feel inspired? Does it make them laugh? Does it, make them cry? People want to feel something. And a lot of times this might come from your caption or something you say that resonates with them. Number 2, does it solve a pain point? Does it move someone closer to what they desire? Does it help them feel better? Because people are looking for answers, and you have them. And number 3, does it add value? So are you teaching them a skill of some sort, like a DIY, why you might use a certain oil for something? Is it educational? Does it add value? If it doesn't have one of those things, you might want to redo it. Now, that's not to say that sometimes you might not have a promotional post, right? But the majority of your content is going to be one of these 3 things. So stop overthinking it. This is the number one thing that I find. I've done it too. I still get nervous to go live. I can't decide if going live or being in here is more intimidating. Might be the same. But you all use your products daily. You're here. I bet you've used an oil today. You've taken a supplement today. You've used something doTERRA today. If you are using your products, you have content. And also, if you know who you're talking to, you have content. You know what they want to know about. And here are a few ideas, okay? I just want to give you some ideas. I'll have some more for you at the end. But what's in your diffuser? What's in your travel bag right now? Why did you bring it? I'm assuming you brought it because it solves some sort of issue with you when you're traveling. Why do you do this business? What's your morning or evening routine? What's a DIY that you did that you could teach someone? It can be very simple. And then beyond that, I want you to think about one other thing. And this, people call them pillars. There's lots of words for it, but I'm going to call them pillars. What's 3 things that you could talk about for 20 minutes unprepared and have fun? One of those things is probably going to be doTERRA. That's why we're all here, right? But for me, I love my dog. He's so cute. How could you not love him? He's so cute. And so I love to talk about him. And I love my family. They're a big part of my life. They're going to get integrated in different ways. I'm also a licensed marriage and family therapist. I love mental health. It's a huge passion of mine. And so that's going to get integrated too. And so I want you to take those things that align with doTERRA, go along with doTERRA, and I want you to teach people about other things that you're passionate about, as well as the oils, because that's going to help people get to know you better, and it's also going to help you attract people that maybe don't know that they love oils yet. They're not quite convinced they can do anything, but they might choose to follow you for some other type of content, and then they're going to learn about oils, and they're going to fall in love, right? So a few things to think about to help your audience get to know you and trust you. These are how they're going to trust you. When you're yourself, you have to show up as you, not me, not somebody else you watched the other day. Don't do things how other people do them. Do them how you want to do them. Be silly, be weird. Show yourself, because you're going to find your people. You want to find people that you resonate with. I got lucky. My business partners have become some of my best friends. And that's because I show up as me. And I find people that like that. And those are the people you want to find. You need to be consistent. I know. Cringe, right? Everybody's like, oh, no, she said the consistent word. Yes, I'm sorry. You do have to be consistent. This does not mean that you need to be on your phone every day, 7 days a week. This might mean you show up an hour a day, several times a week, but they're maybe the same days that you can commit to, and you're consistent with it. So that people know that, okay, she's going to show up again. He or she is going to be on here again. They don't just disappear for months at a time. Be patient. Again, long-term strategy. You never know when something is going to resonate with someone. You never know when someone's going to comment back or write you back. You can't predict that. So it's a little bit scary sometimes. And be able to pivot. Sometimes things don't go as planned. Sometimes things flop. The platforms change what they like and how people like you to show up. And you have to be willing to change up your content if that's the case. And so I think it's fun. Other people hate it. If you don't like it, there's other ways to do this business, and you've heard about a lot of them today. So just know that you're not stuck in any different way. But if this is something you feel drawn to, try it out. Okay, and lastly, this is the biggest thing, and I think that it starts with your mindset. So if you do not believe that it is possible to build on social media, if you do not believe that you can do it, if you do not want to figure it out, you won't. You're going to show up in that energy of no one's listening to me, no one wants to hear what I have to say, and I'm horrible at this. And guess what? Your audience is going to feel that. And that's not to say it might not be in the back of your head. I've definitely think that several times a week. But I show up because I like it, because it's my favorite way to educate, because it's something I'm passionate about. And when you can show up about something that you're passionate about, the belief shows up too. And I think that this is the biggest part, is that you are your greatest asset. I can tell you exactly what to post online, what music to use, what caption, all of the things. But if you don't do it as you and show up as you, it will not land. It just won't. People see right through that. So I think it's really important to remember that you are your greatest asset. There are room for all of us online because we are all different. People that resonate with me may not resonate with you, and vice versa. And I want you to remember that, because I think it's really important. Okay, so I have a challenge for you. I want you all to try posting on social media today. I don't care which platform, whichever one you like, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, probably others that I'm not cool enough to know about yet. Whatever you want to do. And talk about a product you never leave home without, and why. Why are you here? What's been your favorite part of convention? What new product are you most excited about? What do you feel like it's going to do for you? That's what I want you to do today. Show up on social media in some way. Let your friends and family that already know and trust you know what you're up to and what you're doing and why you do it. And see what happens. If anything, you're going to serve your current customers, right? You're going to serve those family members that are watching you and thinking, oh, I didn't know about that new product. Oh, wow, I didn't know you could do this as a business. There's a convention. I want to go next year. So show up and see what happens and give it some time. And I have a gift for you. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you to the DMK. And on the DMK, there is a social media prompt PDF that just gives you some ideas just to jog your memory, just to kind of get you thinking about different ways that you might be able to share your love of doTERRA and essential oils and products with the internet. So thank you all so much, and have a great evening.